Hi, this is Faulkenberry for the Samurai Spirit series. This is the series in which we're talking about physical technique and offering some questions and things to ponder from the mental, emotional, and spiritual side of the art. So as we move into this next lesson, I believe this is lesson 5, we're talking about the hook kick. We've been focusing primarily on kicks initially, folks, and we'll move and transition to that in a moment, or as we get into future lessons. But let's touch base on the hook kick, because the hook kick is a formidable, fun weapon. So as we begin to look at the hook kick, I want you to realize that as you've reviewed the last few lessons, you've gotten an idea of a position in which, whether we're throwing a front kick, if you notice my knee here, round kick, my knee here, side kick may be about here. If you notice, our knee is only moving in an area that's about this wide. The hook kick's going to fit into that also. Now, the hook kick in slow motion, or I'll throw it to you fairly quickly and we'll break it down. If I'm throwing the hook kick at you, I'll just do an easy little basic step-up hook kick. You get a sense of it. I'm stepping up, and you're seeing my foot come across the field of your vision. So what this is I'm actually thinking about throwing a side kick. Now, if I'm throwing a side kick, I'm throwing it straight at your head. But if where we're aiming. But if I'm thinking of a hook kick, I'm going to aim it off to the side, over there. I'm going to miss you. It's like, I'm going to miss it, I'm going to miss it. But before I extend it, I'm going to let my heel and my knee collapse and snap back. So in slow motion, I'll do it slow, throwing a side kick kind of to the side, and bringing the foot back across. The heel is still turned over, throwing it across. Okay? Again, come back to our trusty bar. Don't be holding on too tight. In fact, the goal is to just get to where you're barely touching on the bar if you want to develop balance. Slow hook kick, heel is turned over, bring the foot up, throw the side kick to the side, and then let it come across and let the knee unhinge. Slow, bring way across, slow, way across, slow. You can do it slow. One of the things I want to bring in here, folks, is the combination. Great for lines, great for exercise. Watch. Hook, round, side. Hook, round, side. Try doing 10 or 15 of those, your bun will bark. Okay? Hook kick is a wonderful technique, and what I want you to understand is, look at the front. If we're here, I'm going to hold on to the seat. Front, round. Front comes at this line. Round can come at this line. Side kick coming from this line. Hook can come here, here, here. But notice, here, here, here. All of these kicks, the knee doesn't change that much in combat. In practice, and when we're doing the bar drill, we're going to exaggerate the lines because we want to open up the hips. We want to get the exercise. We want to develop the muscles. But in combat, you're looking at 3 kicks from essentially the same line. Bill Wallace, a famous guy that most of you people may not remember. He's an old guy. Lou would remember because Lou's an old guy. But Bill Wallace was famous for throwing those 3 kicks with one leg. And he was a middleweight champion, called him Superfoot. Absolutely incredible kicker, steadily martial artist. Steadily. For those of you who remember steadily. So, the hook kick. We'll talk about combinations that we come up with a little bit later. But let's talk about the word hook, folks. Let's transition away from the hook, kick itself, into hook. Well, in most people's worlds, folks, the hook revolves around conning somebody. You got hooked. I used to play tennis, competitive tennis, and when we hit the ball in, and it was inside the court, and your opponent called it out when the ball was in, the term was just that. Dude, you got hooked. You got hooked, you got cheated. I'm not saying a hook kick is a cheat. It's not. We're just transitioning away from hook, kick, to the concept of hook, to tie this into the lesson. Folks, I cannot tell you how many times in my life I have witnessed people being hooked. What is incredibly painful for me in my personal life is people hooking people who are in a position of authority. I have difficulty with martial artists with high rank who hook their students, who basically do not live that life that they are preaching, who are conning, lying, cheating, stealing. Am I saying that's out there in a mass? No. I believe, and I want to believe, that martial artists have the highest integrity and people come from the best place in their heart. Is it true that there are people out there teaching martial arts who are hooking people? Absolutely. Just like there is in any industry and any job. But I'm not talking about everybody, folks. I'm talking about you as an individual and us as in the relationship that we would have, you and I. I don't want to hook people in life, folks. I don't want to deal with the drama that goes with lying, cheating, misrepresenting myself. Why? I remember when I did do it. I remember being a little kid, and even in my teenage years, lying, manipulating, conning, cheating. It took a lot of energy to maintain that. And we've learned to do it so sophisticatedly, folks, that we're not even sure of all the ways we're hooking people. So again, if we're walking the evolving samurai spirit consciousness, and we're really trying to grow and develop ourselves as a martial artist and a human being, we've got to be mindful. We don't cheat people. We come from a place in our heart of integrity and honesty and care and compassion. Don't hook. The only hook I want you to do is whoosh, that hook, not the life hook. This was Ray Faulkenberry for our Samurai Spirit series, Lesson 5, the Hook Kick. Till next time.